Alright, let's start at Tennant's story, the Diamond Con. Stage 1, the Hope Diamond. Stay sober, stay focused. Diamonds! It was the 13th century when European merchants first re-encountered this fabled gem of kings. By the 14th century, Vidian's craftsmen began cutting and polishing them to remove their flaws. In the 15th century, Archduke Maximilian of Austria presented a diamond engagement ring to Mary de Bourgogne, marking the first use of the stone as a symbol of eternal love. By the 16th century, Antwerp controlled 40% of the world's diamond trade. They maintain a dominant share of the industrial even today. Then, during the 17th century, a passionate French gem hunter carried off a massive blue diamond from India Kara mines. After it was polished and cut, he named it the French Blue. The French Blue, a fitting name indeed. Your knowledge of diamonds impressed me deeply, ma'am. Madame. The man raises a glass of golden champagne, and the one receiving his toast accepts it with a calm pose.
Oui?
Trouble is, when it comes to diamonds, there's always a mix of truth and fiction. One thing is true enough. The diamond ring I bought my ex-wife cost me $3,000. A sly smile tugs at the man's lip. Diamonds are fitting symbols of love. On that, I must wholeheartedly agree. I have to say, I enjoyed all of this diamond talk, madam. Oh, I forgot to ask your name. He extends his hand, inviting the woman to take it. Fleming Longen, International Trade Manager. Tennant slips off her glove and clasps the scarred hand.
Bonjour.
Brie Consett. I deal in jewels, occasionally. Briette Consett. Okay. Madame Consett, I heard from our host you were recovering from another bout of gastritis. You must be mistaken. I never had gastritis. The only thing that plagued me is a bad tooth. But Mr. Raw has found me an excellent dentist, bringing him all the way from Australia, just for a little toothache. Fleming narrows his eyes, thumb rubbing the silver ring on his pinky. After a pause, he downs his champagne. I suppose that must be it. Apologies, Madame Cosette. I've only just arrived from America. I'm still feeling out the atmosphere.
Fabulous.
I presume you're seeking new opportunities in Paris then? I may just be able to make some introductions. Is it true you brought a shipment of classic typewriters along with you? The man taps his empty champagne glass impatiently. Let me give this to you straight. I'm always happy to make new friends, but if you're after my business, the answer is no. I might be new here, madam, and you may well be enchanting, but I didn't get this far by trusting dams with smiles as quick and crooked as yours. Bretette hits the wall earlier than expected, yet the accusation doesn't break her stride. Of course, how could I object? Caution is a virtue in our line of work. Enjoy the party, Madame Cassette. It's eternity! Well said, Flemings. Knowing how to enjoy oneself is a fine thing. A woman in a brilliant blue gown appears at their sides. Her voice is soft and sleepy, betraying a glowing weariness with a party. The white-haired woman gaze lingers on Tennant for a long while, but neither speaks. After the silent exchange, Fleming feels the need to step in. This is Miss Adelita, a friend. I invited her to join me tonight. Madame Cosette, here is a talkative jeweler. We were just discussing the history of diamonds.
Oui?
I do believe we left off on the French blue. I can only imagine how a gem like that would pair beautifully with your attire tonight. If only it were mine to give. Diamonds hold little novelty for me. The elegant dressed woman makes a wary show of her indifference to jewels and to flattery. Tennant finds herself at a rare loss for words. I think you'll find Madame Cosette has a wealth of knowledge beyond the topic of jewels. I'm sure you'll find something that will take your interest. Alas, I have no interest left to give. The drinks here are too strong to suit conversation. I should like to return to my hotel. Please, madam, it's much too early to leave. The inn is only just about to come alive. All the better for you, Fleming. I wouldn't want you to miss me too much, but all I want now is a good radio drama before bed. How about I take you to a late night comedy show instead? Only I got a matter to settle with Mr. Delhomme first. A night wasted on comedy and pawnbrokers? You are making a very convincing offer, darling. The man is caught in a clear dilemma. Unwilling to leave the party but loath to see her go so soon. Perceptive as ever, Adelia catches his hesitation. 10. Flemings. I'll wait until 10, but not one moment later. You got a deal. I'll go see if I can speak with Delhomme now and free myself before 9:30. After that, we still have time to talk. I'll be waiting, but only for so long. She turns towards the bar, the arms dealer sighs. First to himself, then to no one, before hurrying off. Tennant wastes little time before following the mysterious woman. Adelia leans with her back to the corner, looking at her unexpectedly. Adelia, that name stirs the imagination.
Oops.
Forgive me, I forgot. What was your name?
What a fine lady you are.
It's no small wound to be forgotten by such a beauty. It was and is Madame Cosette.
Bonjour.
But if you indulge me, Briette is the only name I'll ask you to use. Briette. It's got a lovely ring to it. Adelia responds to suggest she isn't averse to conversation, so Tennant presses further. Adelia, I hope you don't mind my asking. Mr. Logan, is he your travel companion? In the most basic sense, we both recently arrived from the States, but I only just met him today. But allow me a question, Briette. What makes you approach him at this party? Truth is, I was told he was aiming to sell submachine guns through the undergrounds. A man like that is often in need for connections, and I am expert of such things. For the right price, naturally. He came on much too strong. Mr. Logan could see your intention from a mile away. Because I never intended them to be hidden, my dear. Sincerity is a rare and valuable commotion in my trade. Isn't now, Briette? I think you haven't shown nearly enough, and I suspect you aren't getting what you want tonight. Like a spider sensing its prey, she already knows what's coming next. Tennant tips her hat, and in a flash, smooth as silk, she closes the distance between herself and the white-haired woman. Tell me then, how much would be enough? Tennant whispers to the bartender. Before long, 2 glasses of crimson liquor were placed before them. Tennant slides one towards Adelia.
What a fine lady you are.
A bloody sunset. Can I tempt you, madam? Adelia lifts the glass, but only breathes in its fragrance.
Oops.
Bloody sunset? To be continued. Stage 2. Bloody Sunset. So I'm wondering, are all these chapters gonna be like different gemstones? Practice the art of listening by allowing others to express their opinions before you make yours known.
What a fine lady you are.
You can only taste this in Paris. Its name will never appear in any menu. Dark red like the blood of a sinner. From the first taste, you'll never imagine it's made from grape alone. It has a dryness that perches the throat until you start to crave its warmth again. Like a hungry vampire, you never be sated, always seeking another sip.
Oui?
Then you're hooked, my dear. Each state onward is spent waiting in anticipation for the next bloody sunset. Adia takes a sip and lets slip a rare smile. My, this truly is an extraordinary vintage. You may just be sincere after all, Briette.
Fabulous.
Words like that are a sweet pleasure to my ears. For some reason I'm thinking I'm pronouncing the names wrong. Adelia and Briette shares the rarely bloody sunset as time slips away from the faint ticking on the corner clock. At 9:42, Adelia has only a single swallow left.
Fascinating.
As a matter of pride, I always reward a good turn. Hearing that, I can't help but look forward to a gift from you. What I'll give you is a possibility, just as you gave me the bloody sunset. Adia reaches into her jellyfish-shaped handbag and produces a small box bedazzled by jewels. Its delicate silver inlay hinting a great value. Meanwhile, the arms dealer, looking worn, arrives back at the bar. As you can see, I return with time to spare. What's that you're drinking? Bloody Sunset. Brienne recommended it to me. I promise, once you taste it, you'll never forget it. If you say so, I'll give it a try. Adia drains the last drop from her glass. A pity, Mr. Logan. Adia had just the final one. That's right. The last bloody sunset in this establishment, the city, maybe the country. I don't appreciate being toyed with, Adelia. Fleming waves the object aside, annoyed. Dridome was drunk out of his mind. I couldn't get a word in edgewise. I hope at least you kept my guests entertained, Madame Cassette.
Oh.
Naturally, and I must say your timing's impeccable. Adelia was just about to show me a little surprise. A surprise? Well, go on. I could use something to pick me up. Of course, come closer. The two leans in as Adelia flicks open a tiny bronze latch. With a crisp click, the box reveals a velvet cushion, empty where the jewel should be rested. There's nothing inside. To gain anything, one must first pay a price. The first and unchanging rule of commerce. Price? This box is the life work of a South African pure-blooded arcanist. I call it the Box of the South.
Fascinating.
All you have to do is put a diamond on the velvet cushion. Then turn the hidden mechanism inside the lid. Following the instructions, 8 hours later, when you reopen it, you'll find another identical diamond besides it. Whatever do you make of that, Mr. Longin? Ha! A ringing laugh escapes him. Quite the story, I'll say that for sure. But I got to figure that if this thing was really splitting at diamonds, then every crook from LA to Sicily will be after you. The kind of thing you don't carry around if you know what's good for you. Every treasure has its first discoverer, Mr. Longin. When Marshall found gold at Sutter Mill, only a handful of locals knew of his find at first. The minute hand passed 45, but none of them mentioned the time. The box from the south lid lies open in Adida's palm, awaiting the presence of a diamond. The arms dealer studies it, caught between doubt and desire. In my experience, anything tied to Arcanum is the furthest thing from trustworthy. The way I see it, there's a simple way to test our charming lady's claim. What, you want me to put a diamond inside and then lock it away for 8 hours?
Oui.
I can't see a reason why not, though perhaps a simulation is due. If the box does not yield another diamond, then Miss Adele will pay us its value in compensation. That's still a big risk. Who's gonna look after it? I'm not really keen on washing a box all night. I'm certain we can find a safe somewhere here, so why don't we lock it inside there?
Fascinating.
Allow me to set the combination, and you may hold the key. That way, neither of us can touch it until the next meeting.
Oh.
That works. I can vouch for the owner. I'm game, but he feels as though he's about to make a serious gamble. But then again, what is this, another Sutter Mill? It's a game in your favor, Flemings. One way or another, you gain. I'll even arrange the collateral money equal to the value of 2 diamonds. If the box works, you keep the diamond and return my money. And even if Adelia disappears, you still have the collateral. Seems like a game worth playing to me. Tennant stands between them, playing the part of a less than impartial judge. Even if I wanted to play, where would I get a diamond at this hour?
Fabulous.
My dear Flemings, you seem to have forgotten our conversation. Allow me. A pea-sized crystal glimmers in Tennant's hand, and is conjured from thin air. The round-cut diamond, brilliant and flawless, flashing dazzling across from its 58th facet. After letting it shine, Tennant closes it back into her hands. Mine from Pama, India. 1.5 carats. Near colorless, eternally flawless. Excellent cut. What are odds of that? The odds of a jewel dealer having a jewel on her person? My dear Mr. Longin, I shouldn't imagine it would surprise you. I just so happen to always have a few samples on hand for clients. The logic of the statement puts Fleming at ease. Okay, I'm in, but what's this thing worth? At market price, I suggest 20,000 francs, so two will make 40,000. Would that be agreeable for both of you? The arms dealer lowers his head, mind racing. So if I got this right, out of the gate, I'm up 20,000, enough to cover my expense. And if the thing's a phony, I walk away with 40,000? For that matter, if this diamond of yours disappear, that's your problem as far as I can see. The sharp-nosed merchant smells opportunity. His eyes gleam. Sounds like a deal. Tennant sets the diamond on the velvet, and Adelia snaps the lid shut. The clock strikes 10.
Fabulous.
Come, Mr. Longing. Let's ask the manager for a safe. To be continued. Stage 3. The box from the south. Don't flaunt your importance. Let it speak for itself. Flemings, where did you manage to find 40,000 francs overnight? There are opportunities everywhere, sir. You just have to keep an eye out for them. Monsieur Delhomme arrives to meet with Flemings early in the morning, still oblivious, hungover from last night's drunken reverie. So you won't be selling the Merciful Maria after all. It looks like I won't have to. I got time to spare and money to burn. I heard it all before. Just remember, my offer is for a pistol stand. But its value here will only drop with time. Fleming leans back relaxed. All I need to do now is move my shipment. Then, I'll really be set. I doubt it'll take long. You're gonna be begging for these beauties. Picture it. You storming into your enemy's Christmas dinner with this piece. Spilling lead at least 700 rounds a minute. 10 seconds, no, 5, and the whole family is in hell. The Rome raises a brow. How cruel. I'm not interested in judgment from the half-drunk loan shark. Now, make yourself scarce. I got important guests coming. Whatever you say, but just remember, if things fall through, I'm always ready to make a deal. The pawnbroker stumbles out, neither unconcerned or too blurry-eyed to care. Fleming pours himself another drink, tapping his foot, waiting for the woman who can bring him 2 diamonds. Ten minutes later, the door opens and Adela steps in lightly. Fleming rises to greet her.
Fascinating.
We meet again, Mr. Longin. I do hope it won't be a wasted trip. One way or another, we'll soon find out. Where's Madame Cassette? However in the world would I know? We never agreed on when to meet. I came only because it was convenient. So, do we wait for her? Briette isn't part of this game. As long as we return her diamond, that's enough. True. No point wasting time. He wraps the safe's dirty lock with his knuckles, then takes out the box from the south and places it on the table. If you're telling the truth, that should mean there are 2 diamonds inside.
Oops.
Let me think through that long code. He turns the lock with ease and opens the safe. The box of the south lies inside unchanged. She lifts it out, sets it on the table, and with the same motion as last night, unlatches the lid. 2 diamonds of equal size rest at the velvet cushion. That much is undeniable. As you can see, this is the diamond Briette provided, along with its copy. I trust you remember its value. 20,000 francs. Bio agreement. You should return my collateral. This is impossible. Fleming no longer cares about the money. He crashes over, stroking the miraculous box. Despite his disbelief, he finds an impulse surging up inside him. I want that box. Name your price.
Fascinating.
A gun? A gun? I got plenty of guns. I'll sell you one for $150.
Huh.
But I have my sights on a very particular one. Fleming lets go of the box, his thin lips pressing into a hard line. The merciful Maria. That's the one. A beautiful little pistol. It once belonged to a mafia monarch, and it is said that it could tell who was the traitor. Fire it at your own men, and if they're loyal, the bullets will spare every vital point of the target. You heard of it?
Huh.
Call it a hobby. I like digging into and collecting such curious things. And while I heard less than pleasant rumors, I personally don't care how the gun ended up in your hands. Harry's footsteps sound outside the door. Moments later, Briette flings herself into the room. Perfect. I'm glad to see you're still here, Adelia. Briette? You come at just the right time, madam. Come, take a look. Cease deceiving you, Mr. Longin. The box from the south is nothing but a cheap trick. What are you saying? I saw it with my own eyes. Look at another stone, identical as far as I can tell. Though maybe you ought to take a look. I have no doubt the diamond is real, but the box from the south is far from the life work of Arcanus. It's only a jewel puzzle box.
Huh.
Briette, please, I don't really appreciate this attempt of ruining my deal. Without another word, Tennant draws her pistol and fires, striking the box lid dead on. Good God! The lid shatters into powder, spilling several diamonds across the table. These diamonds, where did they come from? They were hidden in the lid. All you need to do is turn the spring, and one will pop out every 8 hours. From your point of view, it will seem like it was creating diamonds from thin air. It's a clever trick, isn't it? With 6 stones in reserve, it will take another 2 days before you realize something has gone wrong. Have I got that right, Adelia? The startled woman steps back from the shattered remains of the box. I don't really know all the detail. I didn't make it. I just happened to fall into my hands. I hate to think you were fooled by this, Lemmings. I should expect it clear as day to you now. You investigated it?
Oui.
It was my diamond inside the box. It was entirely in my interest to know its secrets. Fleming glares at Adelia. You were after my pistol from the very start. Her scheme leers bare. Adelia offers no defense. I never meant for things to be like this. I should go. Fleming stamps his paw on the remains of the box, sending small pieces flying off. Go? You think I'm gonna let you walk out of here? Let her go, Flemings. What? She's a fraud. We can see that plain as day, but I do hope you can see why violence shouldn't be good for any of us. So what? She just gets away from making a fool of me? Like I'm just some dumbass tourist to be fleeced? I don't think so. She just gets away from making a fool of me? Like I'm just some dumbass tourist to be fleeced? I don't think so. She just gets away from making a fool of me? Like I'm just some dumbass tourist to be fleeced? I don't think so. She just gets away from making a fool of me? Like I'm just some dumbass tourist to be fleeced? I don't think so. She just gets away from making a fool of me? Like I'm just some dumbass tourist to be fleeced? I don't think so. She just gets away from making a fool of me? Like I'm just some dumbass tourist to be fleeced? I don't think so. She just gets away from making a fool of me? Like I'm just some dumbass tourist to be fleeced? I don't think so. She just gets away from making a fool of me? Like I'm just some dumbass tourist to be fleeced? I don't think so. She just gets away from making a fool of me? Like I'm just some dumbass tourist to be fleeced? I don't think so. She just gets away from making a fool of me? Like I'm just some dumbass tourist to be fleeced? I don't think so. She just g Please take a look at what you got. Wait. Please take a look at what you have right in front of you. He glances down at the table, strewed with shards and the last gasp Briette's point. Diamonds.
Oui?
Just think of these diamonds as your damages. Aside from my own, of course, the rest should come out to 120,000 francs. I think you'll find them worth even more than that. I chose them successfully. Don't push your luck, Adelia. We're letting you walk away without harming a pretty hair on your head. She hesitates. Her eyes lingers in the diamonds with a defeated and wistful expression. But she has to choose. I suppose I have no choice. Get out and don't ever let me see your face again, swindler. Adelia whirls and makes for the door, brushing past Tennant on her way out. I won't forget this, Briette. With the con artist gone, Fleming plucks the scattered diamonds up from the table, his lips twitching into a crooked grin. A bruised ego traded for 120,000 francs. Not a bad bargain. He tossed a diamond to Tennant. Sit with me, Briette. I owe a loyal friend my thanks. Didn't you say you were curious about my typewriters? To be continued. Stage 4. Synthetic diamonds. It is best to offer suggestion rather than commands. Always ensure that the other person is allowed to speak for themselves. I should have trusted you sooner, Briette. You really saved my bacon back there. I never imagined things could go this smoothly. The client you introduced me to was perfect. My first shipment is already out. I believe my fee was 10% of the deal. Cash? Fleming leans closer, locking eyes with Tennant. I was waiting to see when you'll name your price. Fleming bursts into a belly laugh, then pulls a thick stack of bills from his coat and hands it over. There's no better conversation than one that ends with money, and no easier conversation partner than someone who wants yours. Say, you call yourself a business person, wouldn't ya? Last time I checked. But I get the feeling you got something else going. What's your real angle? Research. Pointless research, I'm afraid. Far from profitable. Research? It isn't worth wasting words. The car comes to a steady stop at the curb.
My apologies.
I should go. Best of luck with your business, Flemings. You live here? Do you mind if I were to swing by sometime? I'm out, Mr. Flemings. Huh? I have no intention of digging myself deeper into the arms trade. This was just a meant to end. No, wait. Can I just come by as a new friend? Allow me to stress this. I'm not interested. Not about business. Just a drink. Conversation. Maybe you'll find another way to work together? If you insist, we can go upstairs and talk. The room is nothing like what Flemings imagines. No heavy grandfather clock in the corner, no mounted trophies on the wall, no spacious, luxurious sofa in sight.
My apologies.
I'm afraid I'm far from set up to entertain guests. This is a lab, not a parlor. You actually live here? Tennant sighs helplessly and sets the cash she just received on the table. Every franc I earn goes into instruments and materials in this room. 750,000 francs so far. Fleming's face twitches, his scars concerting with it. What could possibly be worth that much? We really shouldn't talk business, Flemings. Besides, I worry you'll start comparing me to Adelia. What does that fraud have to do with this? Come on, Briette. Let me in on this thing. You're a smart girl. If you spend 750,000 francs on this place, well, I refuse to believe it's something foolish. Reluctantly, Tennant picks up a clear beaker and swirls it, the crisp clinking echoing through the lab. Tiny sparks glimmer at the bottom. These are diamonds, but they weren't mined from any pit. The raw material is nothing more than charcoal, and they've been made right here, in this little room. Give me a break. Diamonds? Really? Tennant sets the beaker back down and covers it with a handkerchief. See, Flemings? This is why I didn't want to talk about it. I assume you think this is just another scam. No, not at all. Now I see. This is why you exposed Adelia's trick so quickly. You're exactly who you said you are, an expert in your trade. You and that Froster are nothing alike. I can feel it. You're calm, disciplined, my friend. You're a scientist, a true scientist. And this is one hell of a science. Diamonds from charcoal? I heard of the idea before. Tell me, Briette, who else knows about this technique? For now, just you and me. And once they're made, they stay diamonds? I've never seen one turn back into charcoal. Fleming steps forward, lifts her handkerchief without asking, and peers into the beaker. The diamond refracts the light, dazzling in his eyes. He breathes hard, squinting. We could do something big with this, Briette. Growing diamonds? Just think of the money. We would need more than this lab to produce anything at capacity and make it cost efficient. We need a proper factory. Then tell me, how much to turn your little lab into an underground factory? Tennant takes a long moment to form her answer. 10 million francs. These are going pretty quick, and we have 3 more left. Stage 5, 10 million francs. Never press others about personal matter. They always reveal themselves with time. Didn't expect to see you again so soon, Flemings. From behind the thick glass wall of the counter, Jerome pokes out with a bemused look on his face. Thought you just pulled off a big deal. Have you burned through all that money so soon? Don't ask stupid questions, Jerome. You will live longer. But of course, your business is your own. Only I wonder if you're willing to name a price on that pistol of yours now. Fleming shoots him a look of cold disdain as he sets a plain wooden box on the counter. A withered hand reaches across, opens it, and snaps it shut again. She is a beauty indeed, so what sort of deal are you after? 10 million cash. Impossible. He pushes the box back across the glass. Damn it. You realize that right here is the merciless Maria? It may be, but it may not be. All I can see is the greedy Flemings. It has a flat story. Bloody, dark. I may have a customer, but for 10 million? As I told you before, my offer was only ever gonna drop. Fleming slides the pistol back across the counter again. 9? 8? And naturally you'll be signing all the relevance transfers. Deal. Voila. Sign here. And I'll have the money sent your way. Minus the 5% fee, of course. You slimy old drunk. After I strike it rich, I'll buy this whole block and put you out of the streets. He scrawls his name across the page. I will be looking forward to that day, monsieur. Fleming turns his step demeanor, a combination of excitement and anger. It's a plain, tired old inn, just across the street from the pawn shop. Tennant leans against the window, idly spinning a revolver. Cobwebs glint faintly in the corner, waiting for some unlucky insect.
Fabulous.
Fleming's been in that pawn shop for 20 minutes now. Are they working together, Tennant and Eternity? You think you'll get 10 million? The cylinder snaps open, spins fast under her thumb, then clicks shut again, empty. I can hardly imagine Durham being that generous, can you? The old fox might barely be able to walk without wobbling, but he's still sharp. Little doubt he'll sniff out Fleming's desperation. You think he'll get 7? The cylinder spins again, stops. Still empty. I doubt he'll part with it for less. We are talking about the merciful Maria. Our friend went to great lengths, from procuring these diamonds to fixing up that box, just to get her hands on it. Heh, so 8 million? The cylinder spins a third time with a faint whirl, just as Fleming comes into view outside Tennant's window. Tennant holds the cylinder still, a diamond bullet ready in his chamber. For the looks on his face, I do believe you're right on the money. 8 million is still fine haul, enough to buy a villa in St. Rams, complete with second Empire stone fireplace and southern sunlight. I can see it now, fully electrified, ready for everything a modern life requires. Money isn't the goal of the game of ours. 10 million is just the bottom line, the only way to prove the seeker's sincerity. Say what you will about the man. He's crafty. I do believe he'll find a way to gather the final 2 million. You should head back to your little lab. Odds are he's eager to get that money in your hands. No, I doubt that. Oh? Tennant watches as Fleming turns and disappears into the alley. I said he was crafty, but note I didn't say wise. I'm sure when he first laid eyes on those cynic gemstones, he was giddy with delight. But now, the rush has worn off. He's pawned off his most prized possession, and now he's wandering parallel aloud with cash. No, I believe he'll cool off first.
Fabulous.
Then, because he is crafty, if not clever, I do believe he'll make an effort to hedge his bet. He might start digging into just who this Briette cassette really is. Oh, so you think Briette is about to be exposed? How will she handle it? With sincerity, always. Sincerity is her greatest strength. Wow. Stage 6. British Isles News. Focus on subjects that build longing. Leave greed to take hold on its own. Since the 19th century, scholars have steered as diamond could be made through industrial means. But human industries still hasn't discovered the technology needed to sustain the pressure and heat necessary to turn carbon into diamond. However, certain arcanists of special bloodline knows another path to creating diamonds. Sir Lawrence Tennant, a British colonial officer in India, was able to use a arcane skill to turn charcoal into diamonds. And his sole daughter, Annette Tennant, inherits the same fraudulent craft. Wait, so she's using a fake name? So Briette Cassette is a fake name? The rest is a series of criminal accusations against Tennant related to diamonds, and a brief mention of his daughter, Ada Tennant. Fleming set the paper down, his face dark as he stares at the private detectives in the passenger seat. A clipping from England. That's all you got from me? I paid you to investigate Briette Cassette, not some missing Charlotte. Sir, I think this is more than enough to provide the answer you need. I trust you recognize the detail in this report. An unidentified fugitive woman, and the arcane skill that turns charcoal into diamonds. The detective gives him a pointed wink. You're saying Briette Cassette is Ada Tennant? I would say the evidence is clear, Mr. Logan. No one but the Tennant family knows how to turn charcoal into diamonds. That's all I got. Now I need to get going. I have another client to tend to, you understand. He lowers his hat and leaves the car. Fleming leans back into his chair. His eyes drift up and locks on the car's ceiling. He needs a drink, or a cigar. Both maybe, but neither can be found in his car. Tennant. He slaps the driver's shoulder hard. To Cassette. Damn it, I mean, Tennant's. The door flies open from a windy kick. Tennant! At the far end of the room, a woman leans out from behind a roll of equipment. You seem flustered, Flemings. I hope you're not in any danger. Danger? You! You are the danger. You're not Briette Cassette. You're the daughter of the old fraud. Ada Tennant. He slams the newspaper clipping down on the table. Tennant arches her brow and scrolls out to the table. She grabs the newspaper with a casual motion. She makes a play of scanning over the words once, twice, then tosses it back into the table. I suppose you have a good reason. Still, I hadn't expected you to hire someone to dig into my past.
My apologies.
Fair is fair, Mr. Logan. I am Ada Tennant. Flemings is speechless, half stammering, as if he had still hoped she would deny it. So what about it? What? What do you mean? You deceived me. Now? You say, so what? You swindled me just like that frauder Adelia. Is that so? What have you lost, sir? Have I taken even a single friend from you I haven't earned? Unconsciously, Fleming rubs the silver ring on his pinky, replaying every detail since he met the Briette Cassette. Briette Expo. Alright, hopefully you have a good meal. Or a good snack. Briette exposed Adelia's trick with the box of the South, leaving him with several real diamonds. Briette helped him close a luxurious deal, and the commission she took was fairly earned. As for the synthetic diamonds, Briette never tried to share that secret. I admit I am not Briette Cassette, but surely you can see why I might use an alias in our line of work. As for Sir Tennant, it has been many years since I last saw him. I can still recall the weight of the massive diamonds that he placed in my hand, but we're far from close. I never foresaw that those clear, glittering stones would bring such hardship for my family. She lifts a sharp pear-shaped diamond and closes it on Fleming's. Wait, stay back. What are you doing? Tennant holds the diamond before his eyes and lets go. Instantly, the arms dealer catches it. The 100-carat stone tumbles into his palm. That is the largest diamond I ever produced in the slab, but even its size falls short of what my arcane skill can fake. Tennant spreads her hands wide, drawing his gaze to a countless synthetic diamonds machine around her. If I truly meant to turn charcoal into diamonds with my arcane skill, then what use would I have for all this equipment? I refuse to walk my father's path, Fleming's. The arcane skill could only lead me to the same path, fate. Ruins, exile, stripped of name and honor. So then, the setup, what's the difference really? The diamond in your hands was made by Durham and Precision Instruments. It's a product of industry and science, not arcanum. Like a soda from a bottling company or a bit of canned beef, abundance, mass-produced, bringing vast wealth to its maker. For a moment, Fleming freezes, brow furrowed as he stares at the stone in his palm. Brilliant, flawless, impossibly hard, indistinguishable from the real thing. Keep it. Even the sharpest-eyed jeweler in the world could tell you this stone is identical in composition. Take it as a compensation for my little deception. Huh. He presses the pear-shaped diamond against the metal frame of the chair and scrapes hard. With a squirrel shriek, the groove etches into the steel and the diamond is untouched. And what do you plan to do now? I'll send you flawless stone regularly, so long as you keep this operation secret. But I'll keep building capital until I raise a factory and a network of distributors, then earn even more. What's worth pursuing another than profit? Profit? His fist tightened around the synthetic diamond. You aren't wrong. I underestimated you. No. In fact, I'm beginning to admire you, Madam Tennant. I can tell, deep down, we're the same kind of people. Whatever do you mean? I mean, I'm not going to hold the past against you. I'll still make my investment, but here's the deal. Once everything is started, I run the factory.
Fabulous.
And I will be the technician then? Absolutely. I'll get started on the plans. You and me, Tennant. We're going to turn the diamond market of Europe, no, the whole world upside down. And this should be the last stage. So let's see what happens. Does Fleming get scammed? Stage 7. The Merciful Maria. Or does... I'm wondering if Eternity actually gets the gun or not. Always keep things nice and tidy. What a beautiful view. I miss the fields and village outside Paris, but a journey like this comes with its own thrill. And what does my dear, lustrous beauty think of it? It's Eternity! She does have the gun! So somehow she got the gun. Eternity is preaching her newest edition, the Merciful Maria. Rare, dazzling, gaudy in its power, priceless in appearance, and acquired at nearly no cost. Wait, what do you mean she got it for no cost? Don't expect too much from me for now, Briette. A trip like this always leaves me short and tired. I'm in no mood for it anymore. Have you taken a liking to that name? Should I go by Madame Cassette a little longer for you? You know how I crave novelty, Ada. Like that bloody sunset. You treated me too. If I left you longing, we can plan another night out for drinks. But then, surely you knew it was only a raspberry cocktail. Yep. Oh, what kind of food did you get? A lovely way to signal our little conspiracy. Memorable. Fun even, wasn't it? Neither of us imagined we'll cross paths at that party with the same goal in mind. But just look at the surprise we crafted together. Waffles with strawberry, nice. This was truly an unbelievable gift, Ada. All I really paid was a few lies and some diamonds descended to turn back into charcoal. Truly you ought to be thanking our dear Mr. Logan. I'll call that a happy ending. Oh, don't forget one small cost. My box of the sauce stuffed with diamonds. Of course, a clever box with a handful of sparkling stones. Perfect bait for that first taste of trust. And smashing the box, that was thrilling. Unforgettable. I'll cherish this little performance of ours forever. It was a true stroke of brilliance to bring in that detective. Every single angle accounted for. That clipping may have exposed Briette, but in that Tennant twist Fleming's into believing in an even deeper story. Though it does make me wonder, what became of the real Bridget? At last, Tennant shares her secret candy. The real Madame Cassette is still abroad, recovering from gastritis. She won't be returning to France for a long time. It was a risk, taking on a real name like that. I knew Flemings wouldn't argue the point. He still thinks we were building that factory. Their laughter is carried on the wind down the French country road. You know what we're missing? Some sound text. A camera perhaps. And a crude chair. Heist successful. Heist successful. Something we might broadcast to the world. You won me over, Ada. Have you thought of our next move? If you join me, we can lay low together for a while. I know someone with a special suitcase. And that's the end of... And that's the end! Bonnie and Clyde.